Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Relax.Cut.Glue. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you all here with me today. So today I'm going to be making a Christmas GlueFolio, but I'm going to try and add a few extra things to it because, you know, it's Christmas and the more the merrier. Okay, so I have tutorials on my channel how to make a GlueFolio. So this is a craft with me, but I will definitely tell you what I'm doing as I go along if you would like to follow. So I have some 8.5 by 11 inch scrapbook or cardstock, I'm sorry, from Michaels. But as we have heard, it is not always exactly 8.5 by 11. So let's check this out and make sure that this is actually 8.5 because it will mess up your dimensions if it is not correct. And look how much just came off of that. That will mess up your entire project. So let's make sure this is 11. Nope, it is not. All right, so it is like 1/8 of an inch bigger than what it's supposed to be. So that's an issue. So let's cut a couple of these. I'm gonna go and make sure that all of these are the correct length, and then I will be right back. You guys don't want to sit here and watch me cut 1/8 of an inch off of all this. Whoa, this one's like really off. Okay, now that I have my 8.5 by 11 paper that is actually 8.5 by 11 now, I am going to use 3 pieces to score, and then this is going to be the base for my GlueFolio. So I'm going to do red as my base. Okay, so piece 1 we're going to put in horizontally. This is the 11-inch side here. And the first score mark we're going to make is at 3 inches. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh, and I already am messing up. Okay, so we got 3 inches there. This is going to be our first pocket. And then we're going to go to 9 inches. And then I think I'm going to go, so normally for my GlueFolios, I do 1/2 inch, but I was kind of thinking about doing 3/4 of an inch. Do I want to do 2? Let me think here for a second. Do I want to keep it how I normally have it, or do I want to make it a little bigger? I'm going to take it to 9 3/4. Normally I do 9.5, but today I'm going to do 9 3/4 because I want it just to be a little bit chunkier of a spine. So this is going to be my spine right here. Okay, so we did 3 inches, 9 inches, and then 9 3/4. All right, so we have that. And then the next one, we're going to do 3 inches. Why is this not? There we go. Struggling on this side today. Okay, 3 inches and then 9 inches. And then this would be the 9 3/4. So if I added 9, okay, so here's the thing. This is the part that will flip over the top as a closure, but I'm not going to do that on this one. So I'm going to actually end up cutting this off right here and use this piece for something else. So for this one, I'm scoring it at 3 inches and 9 inches because I'm going to end up cutting this part off. Okay, and then the middle piece, do I want to do that green? I think I'll go with green. And this one I'm just going to score right in half. So this will go at 5.5. You don't even have to score it. You can just fold it in half if you want, but that just kind of makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so now we're going to fold everything in half. Or this one in half. Not everything, but this one. Oops, let's go this way. Okay. And we're folding it. Give it a little creasy poo. All right. Oh, I didn't trim this one very good. Let's trim that. I thought it felt weird when I was cutting it. Right there. There we go. Okay. Set Bartholomew over here to the side. Okay, and then we have these two. So this is going to be a pocket. Let's fold that. Now make sure when you're folding that you're taking your time to do this part because this will be the base of your folio. So you just kind of want to make sure that everything's, you know, looking good. Everything's even at this point. I mean, you don't have to be obsessed with it, but, you know. Okay. Yes. Do I want to fold this? I will fold this. Okay. Just give that a little crease. Okay. And then we have our first piece. This is the one that was folded or scored at 3 inches, 9 inches, and 9 3/4. So there's my 3-inch part. Here is, this will be my spine. I always start in the middle and then go to each end. That way I feel like I get it perfectly straight. Sorry about these little white flakes. This is like little bits of glue that are on my bone folder that every time I swipe, it gets peeled off. Oh, that was a big one. Okay, so let's start assembling how I want to put this together. So the first piece we're going to use is the first piece we scored, the one that's at 3 inches, 9, and 9 1/2.
Correction, I meant to say 9 3/4.
So this is going to end up being a pocket. So if you want to add backing papers to this, do that now. I am not going to. I like the red. That's why I'm using colored cardstock. You can also add decorative papers right now. You can add a little notch right here if you want like a little circle taken out of the side. I think I'm just going to leave it for this time. I do think I'll round my corners up here just because I feel like that looks a little nicer. You don't have to. Again, this is just a little personal preference. There we go. I don't know. I just feel like it makes the pocket look nicer. And again, you can add a little notch here if you want to take that out. I put my little things away, so I'm not going to do that. But okay, so now I'm going to get out my art glitter glue. You can use any kind of glue that you would like to use, preferably a wet glue for this part. Because a glue stick would take up too much real estate and make your pocket too small. Okay, so I'm just going to glue right along the top edge here and the bottom edge. And then we are going to seal it closed. And this will be our pocket. So I like to just use my hand, kind of lightly go over it for a second. Let that glue get a little tacky. And then I go in with my bone folder and I really want to press that glue down because that will really adhere the two pieces together and really squish that glue in and spread the glue out. Oh gosh, this thing is flaking. All right, there we go. All right, so it's hard to see, but there's now a pocket right here. Okay, so this is our spine, our 3/4 inch spine. So we are going to take that second piece of paper. So we're going to take this second piece that's scored on the 3 inch and the 9 inch. We're going to fold this over. This will end up being a pocket. So this is the 3 inch side. This is the smaller side over here. And we're going to, right where this, so here's our 3/4 inch spine. And then we have this little strip here. We're going to take this piece and glue it right on top of that strip. But you really want to make sure that you're not going over this score line. So leave yourself a little bit of room because you want to be able to open and close your book. If you glue this piece over the spine, you're not going to be able to open and close your book. So you see your score line, just kind of go outside of that score line just a little bit. So we're going to add glue onto this. I'm just going to add it all around the edges and then also in the middle. So we'll add this here. A little swirly. Woo! Okay, and now we're going to take this piece and we are going to glue it onto here. Again, leaving a little bit of space so we're not gluing right onto the spine. Let me make sure that this opens and closes, and it does. We are good to go. I'm just going to open this up so I can press this down. Really want that glue to adhere. Now this piece I'm going to end up cutting off. In my other glue folios, I had a spine here, and then this would wrap over as a closure. I don't have my glue folios over here anymore. I used to have them sitting right here. But I am going to end up cutting that off. Okay, so now this will end up being a pocket. But first we're going to take this piece, the one that we just folded in half, and we are going to put it inside of here, and then the pocket will be like this, and then we'll have this to open, and then it'll open like this. Okay, so this time we are going to glue the pocket. Oh, I do want to round the corners of my pocket because I did that on the other one. So let's do that really quick. Okay. So for this pocket, because we're also gluing this piece on here, I am going to glue along the bottom versus this piece because it was folded over. I didn't need to do that. So I'm going to add glue to the sides and glue to the bottom. And glue to this side. And then we're just going to kind of hold this down. And again, you don't want this to go over the spine because then it won't open and close very well. So I'm just going to make sure it's even. And then, oops, I just made it slide. Okay, there we go. I think we are good. Okay, and then I'm just going to fold this over. Give it a little pressy poo. Okay, now I definitely want to go over this with my bone folder again, just like I did on the other one, making sure. There we go. And down here. Now we have another pocket right here. Then we have this that opens and closes. Now I need to cut this piece off because I decided I didn't want to use it for a closure. So basically it's just going to close like this, but without this. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off really quick because I do not want it. I will use this as a decorative belly band or something. Are we straight? Okay. So there we go. So now I have my folio like so. So then you open it, you have a pocket here. This opens, you have a pocket here, and then this is where I'm going to sew my signature in, and then you flip it over, and then this right here is where I'm going to add my waterfall. Okay, so let's just keep moving on because I want to try a couple new things here. So I'm going to save this because I can use this as a belly band. What a belly band is something that goes right here in the middle of the page, and you can decorate it, and then you glue just the top and the bottom, and then you can slide things and hold them in like so. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to that piece. I'll use that later. Okay, so then I was thinking I want more flippy doodahs because I just want this to be super fun. So I am going to cut this down. So this from here to here is 6 inches from here to here. So I'm going to cut this down to, let me think here. If it's 6 inches, I want it to be about 5 3/4. And then I need to have a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to make this 6 1/4. Okay. So I'm going to cut this on the 11-inch side to 6 1/4. Guess I didn't need to lift that up. Yes, 6 1/4. Okay. And now I'm going to take my bone folder, and on the 6 1/4 inch side, I am going to score that. Now I could just score it over here at 1/2 inch, but it's kind of hard to score on the edge here. So I'm just going to score it on this side and score it at 5 3/4, and then that will give me a 1/2 inch. So 5 3/4, or you can score it on the 1/2 inch side on the other side. Either way, you'll end up with 1/2 inch. So I have a little 1/2 inch right there. Okay. So let's fold that over. giving this a nice little creasy poo at 1/2 inch. Okay, so what my thought process was is I'm going to glue this right here where this pocket is. Okay, yes. Okay, so I like this idea. Do I want to round the corners on this? No, I do not. Okay, so I'm just going to, so I have this piece, it's a 1/2 inch. I'm going to add glue to it along the whole 1/2 inch piece. If you're following along, just save this video and then you can pause it when you're doing things that I'm doing, and then you can follow along with me. It'll be pretty easy. Okay, so now I'm just gonna keep this folded and I'm gonna put it right up against the edge here, not making sure I'm not going over the edge. Okay, so there we go. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Giving that a nice press. Okay, so when you open this, so now what I want to do is add like a decorative piece of paper over the top here to kind of hide those two seams. So basically, here is our glue book. Obviously, we need to decorate and stuff, but you open it up and then you can do like, I think right here, I'm going to do a collage masterboard. Then you can open it up, and I could even do a second one if I wanted or whatnot. And then I'm going to add a decorative piece of paper over this. Then I have a pocket to add little cards. Then I'll have my signature right here. And then this one opens like this, and you'll have another pocket. And then you could do a masterboard here if you wanted, or more waterfalls. Then you close this. And you have this whole page to glue. And then back here, I'm going to put my waterfall. Okay, so let me just crease this down. Okay, so for my waterfall, this is 6 inches across and 8.5 inches tall. So I'm going to cut this at 5.5, and then I need to cut it at 5 3/4. These pieces I save because I use them to put in my book as little collage pieces. So this is now 5 3/4 by 5.5. So I'm going to make some more of those. So this one is the 5.5 inch side. So now I want to cut this at 5 3/4. Saving these. Where's my green? Let's cut this at 5.5 on the 11 inch side. Then we'll turn it and cut it at 5 3/4, and you'll see why here in just a second. Saving these bits. Okay, so now you're going to take your, let's see here. These are all 5.5. This way is 5 3/4. So I'm going to hold it this way so I make sure I score on all the right sides. Okay, so on the 5 3/4 inch side, I'm going to score it at 5 1/4. Okay, set that aside. Next, 5 1/4. And we're just going to repeat for all of these. Okay. All right. So now we have our waterfall. So our waterfall is going to go right here. And now we need to fold over all of these top pieces, making sure that they're even. Give it a little creasy poo here. So now this is a 5 1/2 by 5 1/4. Okay, so now we're gonna keep folding all of these. So now we're gonna go red, green, red, green, red. So let's see. So now it's gonna look something like this. Okay, so let's glue these down now. So I like to turn mine upside down so I know. So my first one, I always turn this upside down, just because I find it a little bit easier for me to glue. Okay, so I'm just gonna add this, add a little glue to the 1/2 inch little section there. And then I'm going to make sure that I space it in between the spine and the edge of the book. That should give me about 1/4 inch on either side. And then I just put this right up at the top, making sure I'm not going over the top. You want to make sure that this piece is really even because this is setting the base for your entire waterfall. Give it a press, and now I can turn this around, and I lift this up now. And I'm going to take my next piece, do the same thing. Just going in with my art glitter glue here. And then where this piece ends, your little 1/2 inch, you're gonna take this piece and butt it right up against there. And then lay it down. And I like to lay this one down. See how it's a little off right here? I have a second of wiggle room to kind of make that even. Okay, so now lift that one back up. Give this a press. Okay, and now we'll lift this one up, and we are on to red now. And you just keep repeating this. A waterfall is way easier than it looks. You're really just butting up this folded piece up against the bottom piece, so you know exactly where to do it, and it should line up pretty easily. Again, laying these down, making sure that these look okay. They don't have to be perfect, but you know, you don't want them to be totally wonky. I mean, maybe you do. You do you, boo. If you want them to be wonky on purpose, make them wonky on purpose. Okay, now I'm on to green. If you're hearing what sounds like a motor, that would be my pug snoring. He wiggled his way in here as I was closing the door. All right, there we go. Now we have our green. Give that a little press. Ooh, look how cute that is. Okay, now we're on to red. And I think I need to make one more green piece. Let's see here. And oops, I can tell that one's a little off. There we go. Yeah, it is. Geesh. Let's see if maybe that helped. This one's wonky. I don't like it. Listen, it's gonna happen, you guys. It's gonna happen. It's fine. Just tell yourself it's fine. It's fine, Nicole. It's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's a little wonky. It's fine. Okay, so I need another green piece real quick. There we go. Okay, and we're gluing. Oh, there's like construction work or something going on outside. Okay, let's put that right here. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that as that. I could add one more right here, but I think that's enough. We'll see. I could add more later because I can always just glue something right here too. Okay, so there's my waterfall, and then I have this to glue on. I have this to glue on. I have this to glue on. I have a pocket. So what I was talking about is I usually use these to collage on, and then I stick them in the pocket as little collage cards. So I have those, and then I have a collage that I could do here, here, and in here. So now I want to add some decorative papers to this. Okay, I'm just going to use a couple pieces of this wood cardstock paper. I got this at Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I know that this is 8.5 inches tall and 3 inches wide here. So I'm just going to take it a little bit smaller, 1/4 of an inch smaller. So this is 8.5. So I need to cut this to 2 3/4 because this is 3 wide and I want it a little bit smaller. So I will do 2 3/4. And then the top piece is 8.5, so I'm going to make it 8 1/4 instead of 8.5. And then I need to round the corners on one side because I did that. I rounded the corners of my pocket. So we will do that. set this aside here. So then this will go like this. Okay, so thinking now, I wish I would have made this flappy piece the same color as this, because then I could have made my pocket piece just a little bit smaller and had a little bit of a border. But I don't like that you can see the top and the bottom like this. If I put this on here, so I made this just a little bit smaller, I don't like how you can see that. So I'm going to cover my entire pocket in this wood cardstock right here. And to me, that looks way better. Okay, so I'm going to still round the corners. Now this pocket will just be ultra reinforced, but I like the way that looks so much better. Yes, okay, so I'm going to add glue on this pocket right here. This is just the decorating portion, so feel free to decorate yours however you want to do it. This is just what I'm going to do to fix the problem that I have two different colors here. And it's not even a problem, it's just kind of, you know, it's an aesthetic thing for me that I don't want those pieces showing at the bottom. Now, if it was the same color, I probably would have done this differently. Okay. But I think it's fun to add some of these like wood elements in here as well. Okay, so let's make sure I have this all the way up there. Are we good? Okay, that closes. Oops, that's my belly band. Here's my pocket. So I think I'll probably just leave some of these cards in here for now. Let's do like this. Kind of spread them out a little bit. Okay, so we have that. That's super cute. Okay, now do I want to add, oh, maybe I'll add, where's that pocket? Do I want to add this on this pocket as well? Or do I want to keep a little border? I do kind of like this as an accent of adding, I'm going to add the wood. Okay, so let's cut this one. Just going to cut it to 3 inches. 3 inches, because it's already, actually, I'm going to turn this one around. It's already the right height, so. Okay. And we're rounding. Yeah, that looks cute. Okay, let's glue this one too. If you don't want to add more bulk, you could always just use scrapbook paper instead of like a thick cardstock, but this is what I have on hand right here, and I like the way it looks. And I don't have any wood paper that's not cardstock at the moment. Okay. And I'm just going to put this over the top here. Ooh, that's so cute. Ooh, there's a fly. Get out of here, fly. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Let's take a couple of these and put them in here. Actually, maybe I'll just put the red ones. Okay, fly, what the heck? Freeloader, don't even pay rent. Okay, so the green ones can go this way on this pocket because it's a little bit bigger. They don't go that way on this one. Actually, let's just boop. Okay. Ooh, this is so cute. And then it's gonna fold like this. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Okay, do I want to add a piece on the front of the wood, and then I could add like a collage piece or something on top of that. Let's do that. All right, so my cover is 8.5 by 6. I want this to be a little bit smaller, so I'm just gonna go a smidge smaller than 8.5. Oh, that's on the 11-inch side. Almost made a really bad mistake there. All right, let's just trim this down a hair. Just a wee little bit. Boop. And then instead of 6, I'm just gonna take it a wee bit smaller. All right, let's see if I like this. I might not like it, so we'll see. So here's my cover. So I was thinking, so it does leave a little bit of the red. Here, let me fold this so you can see it better. Do I want to do that? Maybe I want to make it a little bit smaller. Again, this is just aesthetic purposes. This little black edge right here is really bothering me on this paper. So I'm going to cut it off. If it bothers you, fix it. All right, and then this side I'm just going to cut a wee bit off too. Okay. All right, let me see. Do I like it? Do I like it? I kind of do, and then I could add something else on here. Okay, let's do that. I am going to ink around the edges of this. The only reason being is the top is brown, but the sides are white, and I don't want the white sides. So I probably should have done that on my pockets too, but I don't really care that much for that part. It doesn't bother me, but the cover will bother me. Okay. So I'm going to put it like this. Oh, that will look really cute. And then I'm going to add decor on there for sure. So I keep all my pieces of paper because I use as little cards to put inside of here to glue. Okay. What do I want to glue? I think I'm just going to use my glue stick to glue this on. I use the Scotch permanent glue stick. So this baby is not going anywhere. This is my all-time favorite glue stick. Keep in mind, what works for me may not work for you, but I do highly recommend it. I've used a lot of different glue sticks. I have noticed too that depending on where you live in the States or not in the States, temperature and humidity can play a role on what works for people as well. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So let's just put it like this. There we go. Ooh, I got it on there. Perfect. Just gonna take this now and give it a little smush. Smushy smush. Ew. Okay, so there's that so far. And then I want to do like a masterboard here. I've already said that. And then we have our pockets. My signature is going to go right here. I have that. And then you flip this back. And then you have all these little waterfalls to glue and all that kind of stuff. All right, so tomorrow I will come back and I'm not going to show you how I add the signatures because I've done that a million times. And actually, if you go to my GlueFolio, I will link that in the description box. If you go to the GlueFolio playlist that I have, I do show you how I sew in the signatures. Just a very simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I'll add that here. And then I want to decorate some more and all that jazz. But isn't that super cute and fun? So it's the same as my regular GlueFolio, except I cut off the piece that wraps around because I want this to be able to get thicker and bigger, and I don't want the top to not close anymore. So yeah, this will be super cute. So I'm going to put my signature papers here. I'm going to use Anton's from Bontic Vintage Designs. And then, yeah, I'm just going to start gluing in here. And I'm also going to use Anton's papers over here. So I like to use Anton's papers like as decorative pieces on the back as well. And then sometimes I put them on the front and then collage over like some of the images there. So it's super fun. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so fun. And you know what? You can even add like, look, I could add this right here and have this flip up and down. You know what? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will do that. Or I could do it in here. I could do it in here. Or should I have it on the outside? Let's cut this down. Do I want it to be a little bit smaller than 5.5? Let's see, 5.5 wide. It's gonna make it just a, well, I'll make it the same. Okay, 5.5. I'm making the wood go this direction this time. And then it's 8.5 tall. But I need it to be 9 because I'm gonna fold in half of it. Okay. Sorry, I'm talking out loud. So this piece will be 5.5 by 9. So it's gonna fit like directly on here. And then I need to score it at 1/2 inch. I'll do it this way because of where this little wood piece is. Okay, 1/2 inch. And remember, I'm going to be adding Christmas papers over all of this stuff too. So this is just the base of the project. Okay. Yeah, so it would be like this, and then you can flip it up. I wonder if I should have it, actually, do I want to do it over here? I'm wondering if I should do it on the inside. Oh, I'm so confused. I don't know. There's so many options. Oh, I guess I could put it over on the back side here and have this flip up. I don't know what to do. I really liked it over here though, so maybe I will do it over here. I don't really like that though. That's what's stopping me. I mean, I could do it right here. Yeah, I like that. Let's do it right here because then I don't have any other wood competing with me. And then I can do a masterboard here, here, and I can still do a masterboard on this side. And then you would lift this up. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. It's Christmas. I want to try something new. And you can just keep adding these little flips everywhere. On the tops of things, on the sides of things. I don't know. It just gives you way more gluing space when you just keep adding. I like to turn mine upside down when I'm doing this. It's just easier for me to see where the top is. All right, it's happening. Here we go. Doesn't have to be perfect, Nicole. Doesn't have to be perfect. You'll hear me say that a lot if you're new to my channel. I have an anxiety disorder and I really feel like things have to be perfect. So I've been working really hard on just letting things go and not worrying about things being perfect. Okay, so now I can glue on this. I can glue here. I can glue on here. Oh my gosh, look at all this. I cannot wait to decorate. I need to add paper on the back. Okay, let's just glue this little baby back here. Perfect, perfect. And we're squishing. You really want to do this because this gets all the air out, all the little bubbles, so you won't have lifting when it dries. Okay. Oh my gosh. I actually don't mind that these are two different colors of wood. I actually really like that. Okay, so then you open it and I have this. And then I have this. I have a pocket. I have this, open it, another pocket, close it here, and then I have all my little flippies, and then right here is where my spine is, and that's where I'm going to add my signature papers. And I will do that off camera because I just need a few minutes to pick out all my papers, and like I said, I have a video showing how I did that. All right, everyone, that is going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video, and I hope this inspires you to make something and have a lot of fun with your craft supplies. This is so much fun. Like I said, you could keep adding flips everywhere. I just leave a 1/2 inch spine or like a 1/2 inch thing here that you can fold over, and that's what will help you flip it. You can flip things this way, up and down, whatnot. Have fun with it, make it your own. Don't forget to check out my GlueFolio playlist. If you have any questions, those will be answered in there. You can also ask me down in the comment section down below. But that is going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. Don't forget to like this video. It's a great way to support me and my channel, and I appreciate it so, so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I would love it. Love it if you stuck around. Don't forget to drink your water. It's so important. You'll thank me later. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.